In class, we have been learning how to create the different kinds of graphs by hand. So in order to save time, we are going to use a resource that is online to create different kinds of graphs faster. Okay, to get to this resource, you go to Google, you type in create a graph, and it is the very first one to pop up right here. And you click on it and the screen pops up. What you do is you can choose your different kinds of graphs. I'm going to start off with creating a bar graph. So you click on bar graph. It will take you through all the steps, so you just need to fill out where it is necessary. We want vertical bars in the shape of a rectangle, and the style doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna keep it like it is. The data. Okay, for this example, we are going to use this information right here, and for the purpose of this lecture, we are going to just use this data right here, this first bar right here, but we could easily use both, and all you would have to do is just change some minor details, but I will tell you what you could change if you were to use both. So the title, we're going to keep the exact same title, and we're going to paste it right here. And then the x-axis label, if we come back here, the x-axis is actually right here where the y-axis should be, but that's fine. We can just use this anyways. So the x-axis is this, copy it. You could easily just type it out, but I do not wish to make a mistake, so the y-axis. This y-axis does not have a label, but we can just do it as percentage of people living, or actually the x-axis would be where where they live, and the y-axis would be percentage of people. And then the source is right down here. It's the same source, so we will just copy and paste that right here. And so we have Northeast, Midwest, South, and West. So 4 different areas. So we are going to change this 5 to a 4. And then we are going to label them just like it is here. So Northeast. The value for Northeast is 17.6. Then there's Midwest, whose value is 18.8. Then there is South and West. South is 54.8. And then the West is 8.9. Okay, for the minimum value, I say we want to start at 0, but you can start anywhere. That's just the lowest number that's going to be on the graph. And then the maximum value has to be at least 54.8, but I say we do like 60. And then labels, all is good. Preview, and we can see what it looks like now, and that's perfect. Now we could easily have done the exact same thing except gone with a line graph, and preview, and there's all the data. But this data does not go well with the line graph, but for the purpose of this discussion. But you would have done everything identical to what we did for the bar graph. And then for the area graph, once again, this isn't that great of a graph for an area graph, but you can see how it can be done. Or a pie graph. You can switch the data, so it is not as easily done, but it can be done. And since our data that we got was already in percentages, if you were to add up the 17.6, 18.8, 54.8, and 8.9, you would get 100%, and it's also in the title percentages. So a pie graph would be really good for this data. And then you could easily print and save it. So that is a good way to get it to me. So you could email this graph to me, the teacher, or to, if it was a group project and for some reason you had to give the graph to someone else, you could easily email it to them. I hope this has made this very much easier than before, so I hope you understand what to do now.